Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome to another video about the demo scene. It's not just a playlist video for STNICC. I'm going to try to explain a little bit on the history of why this demo became relevant to the demo scene. So let's rewind and go back to the original. So STNICCC2000 is called because it was a very original name to give a demo participating on an event. The event is called ST News International Christmas Coding Convention, STNICC. It was happening in Holland, I believe. The first time that happened was in the 1990, and Atari ST was still kind of in the peak of its game, rivaling a bit against Amiga. PC was still kind of crap. It would only really take off in terms of popularity in 91, 92, 93. But in the 90s, in the first year of the 90s, it was still, the market was still heavily dominated by the Amiga and the Atari rivalry. So this demo got released at STNICCC2000, as I mentioned. It was made by Leonard of Oxygene and a few other Oxygene people as well related. Mon did the 3D and 2D graphics. Music was ripped by Laxity from a Catherine's production called Desert Dreams. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a rather famous Amiga demo. And there was a music player by Lance as well. I'm reading all the credits here. So this was made by Leonard, and it became famous because the ST isn't supposed to have complicated 3D scenes in it, and this demo in particular featured a very long 3D scene which felt impossible to do on the Atari, and this is why it became so famous. So the trick behind it was actually that Leonard converted the entire, instead of having the entire 3D scene and calculating all the math for all the rotations of all the points and having like the culling of the triangles and triangle fillers and all those things, instead he did a stream of polygons. He prepared a stream of polygons converted from the PC 3D scene into an Atari stream of polygons. So you would only have to render the polygons according to the information it had, and it was a lot easier or lighter on the CPU to do that, and that's why the demo was possible to run at this. Demo became pretty famous. He then did a port for the Game Boy or Game Boy Advance, actually, of the same demo. A few years later, in 2013, he did a final version. I have no clue what the difference is between the two. I didn't compare them side by side. And then in 2018, some people were reverse engineering to determine the different things that were done in it, and they ended up doing a version for the Atari XE-XL, which is a lower end Atari version, using the same 3D scene, slightly lower resolution, but the same principle applied. And since they were reverse engineering this, they set up a page online calling for a challenge or a competition of different entries. This was organized by Heaven6502, was posted up on Poet, was also posted on their website, arsantica.online. Everything will be on the description linked below. And they called for other people to port it to other different platforms. And you know, sceners don't mind playing that game. So soon after, a year after, there was a version for the GP32, for the 3DO, for the SVG, version for the Sega Mega Drive, another version for the Atari ST, PlayStation Portable, Super Nintendo, another version for the Mega Drive. I think there are 3 versions for the Mega Drive overall. The version for Texas Instruments, for the Amiga, for some Coupe, for the Nintendo DS, for the BBC Micro, for the Acorn, all kinds of different platforms. The Pico 8 also had a version, the Fantasy Console, which was interesting because they actually had to remake the 3D model, the original 3D model, instead of using the polygon stream, because the polygon stream was too much data for a card in the Pico 8, but you do have the processing power to do all the mathematic calculations of the 3D scene. So they reversed the optimization to be able to fit it into the Pico 8, which was very interesting. A version for BeOS as well, version for the Game Boy Color, and most recently Apple IIJS version as well. And just on this revision, it was released a new version using the Raspberry Pi Pico as well by Molive, and that's what instigated me to do this video and put everything on the playlist. So if you want to check the history behind STNIC, you have here a crude explanation by me. I'll put all the links behind, and I'll link all the YouTube demos, the YouTube links that I can find of all of these different entries chronologically added, so you can check them and or maybe, you know, make someone very annoyed by having the same demo playing over and over again with slightly different variations. Anyways, that's for this video. Hope you find it useful. The demos are listed below on the playlist. Hope you enjoy it. See you next time. Bye bye everyone. Take care.